Good morning, Facebook family. I don't know. I woke up in a good mood this morning, but I want to talk about the title of this feed today is The Ride. And I was driving to work this morning, and it dawned on me, since I've been driving, I haven't been driving a whole bunch of years, but I've been driving over 10 years, over a decade. And I've never been a passenger. Hey, Raymond, how are you? And talking about the ride this morning. And the years that I've been driving, I've been talking about, our privilege as being a driver today, Raymond. But I'm going to go somewhere with this, so you got to stay with me. But in the years that I've been driving, I've yet to be a passenger, right? And I'm thinking back as I'm saying these things, and I don't remember being a passenger since I've been driving. Now, before I was driving, I had no license, so whoever I rode with was who I rode with. And I want to share an experience with you. I want to share two experiences with you with being a passenger. The first one was a not so pleasant experience. And I'm going to protect the names to, I'm going to reserve saying the name to protect the innocent. Remember that on Dragnet? But anyway, let me stay on track. So I was riding with this person. I was a passenger. I didn't have my license at the time. I wasn't able to drive, and I wanted to go home. I no longer cared for the company that I was in, and I was too far away and so I made the person aware that before they went to their next trip, could they drop me off home? And that person said no. And let me tell you something. Looking back on that, I got an opportunity to see how much of a free spirit I am. But in the moment, when I was in the moment, I just felt my feelings. I was so mad. I said, you know what? First, I need to get my own license. This is the message. This is the resolve I made within myself. First, I need to get my own license. Second, I ain't never going with this cow nowhere else ever again. Those are the two conclusions I came up with. So the second one was a pleasant experience, and I want to share that. We were going out of town somewhere quite some years ago. Like I said, I hadn't had my license, right? Yes, Raymond, nothing like having your own. So, and I was riding. I was the passenger, and I was the person. We were going on a road trip, and I was responsible for making sure that the driver was comfortable. That was my job. And I didn't mind doing that because, one, they had my life literally in their hands. And two, that's what I like doing. I like for people to be comfortable. I like for people to be feeling good. I like, that's what I like doing. That's what I like doing. So I didn't have a problem. That was a pleasant passenger experience. That was a pleasant ride experience. But I'm going to go a bit deeper. Just stay with me. Now, as I progressed along, and once I got my license and I learned of the freedoms that I knew and I was hoping for when I was in those other experiences, and especially this not so pleasant experience. Once I got my license and I went on road trips, I was more credible with my crowd began to change. And stay with me because I am going somewhere. My crowd began to change. Being a licensed driver and being amongst people who do not drive, I started to realize how draining it is to be the driver. The role has shifted. Please stay with me. I'm going somewhere. I feel it. and when I got my license, I was driving. I realized the freedoms. I can go and come as I please. Thank you, Raymond, for jumping in there before I could get there. I could go and come as I please. If I didn't want to entertain company, I could leave. It was refreshing. It was freeing. It was, dare I say it, liberating. And now I've been driving for years, and I was driving to work today, and for some reason it just dropped in my spirit. I needed to talk about the ride, and the ride that I want to talk about is the ride that I've been going on in life. Yes, I got there, Raymond. So, you know, there's been some highs, there's been some lows, there's been some in-betweens, there's been some dull moments, there's been some moments where I've made my excitement, there's been some carnival rides, but overall, I'm on a ride, and like, wherever side of the fence that I think that I'm on, when it comes to life, I need to buckle up for the ride. One of the things that I wanted to talk about now, being on this side, being a licensed driver, because being licensed, right, does not change anything when it comes to certain venues I'm in. Whether I'm licensed or not by certain entities, I'm still a passenger. And how I view it and how I conduct myself is so important. I need to conduct myself accordingly. And one of the things that yes. So one of the things that I found that was so important with being in this ride is that it's what I make it. It's what I make it. And I want to go back to that not so pleasant experience. Had I had the perspective that I had today, I would have had the opportunity to shift my perspective and make that unpleasant experience a tolerable one. I'm not going to say pleasant, but a tolerable one. But because of my own indifference to situations, especially when you resist me, because I'm or tell me no, or shut me down, or because I'm such a powerful personality. Once you do those things to me, I immediately go on the defense. But now that I have a new perspective on life, a new lease on life, so to speak, whether I am able to lead or follow, get it? Licensed or driving, riding or passenger, right? I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, I got a couple of situations going on in my life, and I don't make any bones about it. I tell where I'm at. I'm the person who, I struggle with my weight. And right now I'm in the process, I'm getting back on track with the gym and eating right, and that's only because listen to the verbiage, I allow other venues of my life to bleed over into this area that is such a fragile place for me. And it's so important for me to understand what I feed myself and who I'm riding with. Get it? I told you I was going to get there. Who I'm riding with. So I decided a while ago, almost 2 years ago. Y'all hear me talk about 2 years ago. 2 years ago was a crucial turning point in my life. Some stuff happened where I had an awakening like you wouldn't believe. It was like cold ice water from the freezer was thrown on me. And for some reason, I woke up to a new awakening. Now, don't get me wrong, some more ice water from the freezer with ice cubes in it may need to be thrown on me in another couple of years, but I'm talking about right now in this moment. I woke up like I never woke up. I've been awakened in my life, and it feels good. So whether I am, going back to what I said, I am here to ride, and I can't even begin to tell you how good it feels. Whatever side of the fence I'm on, I can work. So, I don't know. It's summertime. I got my little, my purple hazies I haven't worn for you guys in a long time. Y'all know that's my favorite pair of shades. But I am starting to showcase my shades. And I give a name to all my shades. So I found that I have drawn to these 2 or 3 times this summer. So after you wear something 2 or 3 times, right? Yes, evolving. Yes, yes. So I need a name for these right here. So, well, whenever you guys get a chance, I need a name for these. I'm thinking, and I'm open to suggestions. But so with the ride, what comes along with some crucial responsibility too. It's a big responsibility. That's the other part that I want to talk about. I can't just ride and think about, hey Wanda, how are you? I was looking at something the other night and I thought about you, and I was going to hit you up on Facebook. I was looking at something on Facebook, looking on something online. But when it comes back to me, Wanda, I'll inbox you. How are you doing? But going along for the ride, and it's so important. I have a responsibility as a passenger. I have a responsibility for as a driver, as a driver, leader or follower. Get it? So when I'm driving, of course, I have responsibility for lives. When I'm riding, I still have a responsibility to my leader. So I made a choice, I made a decision a couple of years ago that I was going to put together a team, because I'm not the end all be all. And in order to learn, I heard this guy say this one time, and it was so powerful. I was like, oh my God. He said, in order to be a great leader, one has to learn how to follow. So in the second good experience, which was an all right experience when I went on that road trip, I learned about myself. I learned that when I'm in the passenger position or the riding position or the following position, I make sure that whoever my leader is or whoever my authority is comfortable, and I only get behind. Check this out. I only get behind as a follower. Because the followers have power. I don't know if you know this or not. The group carries a level of power. I only put my power as a follower, as a rider, as a passenger. I only put my power behind the people or the driver or the leader that I believe in, or the entity that I believe in. How about that? So I just don't jump in anybody's car. I just don't jump on anybody's bandwagon and follow, right? I just don't ride with anybody anymore today. That's what I mean when I talk about today's feed, the ride. So ask yourself this: who you riding with today? And if you got a license, who you driving around with? Who you driving around? And if you're a follower, who you putting your energy behind? I don't know. Just made sense to me this morning to talk about the ride. So I got a job to go do. Raymond, break time, 10 o'clock, 10:15. Wanda, soon as it comes back to me, I'm going to inbox you. And I hope you're enjoying your summer, Wanda. You guys have a great day. You deserve it. Enjoy the ride.